Should you buy a home in Westchester now? Well, that question is on the minds of a lot of people I've been speaking with lately. In this video, I'm going to go over a few great reasons to buy now, as well as a few reasons not to buy now. So, let's go check them out. If this is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything about eating, sleeping, playing, working, and living in Westchester, the good and the bad, then please click the subscribe button below and the little bell next to it, and you'll be the first to know what's happening here. I'm Bill D'Ambrosio of Rand Realty, and I work with people just like you who live in Westchester or are thinking of moving here, and I absolutely love it. So if you're thinking of moving here or having any thoughts of selling your house, buying a house, or investing in local real estate, please give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. My info is in the description below, and I'd love to help you in any way I can. Buy versus not buy. Since I'm a real estate agent, you probably think I'm going to say, yes, buy a house right now. Well, I'm not going to come out and just say that. I think there are a few things we should look at first to help you make a smart decision for yourself. If you've been talking to anyone lately about real estate or you've been watching the news, you've heard that the market has been crazy, especially here in Westchester. Prices are high and some buyers have been doing outrageous things in order to get a house. So it doesn't look like I'm pushing the buy now decision. Let's start with looking at some of the reasons not to buy now. The number one reason not to buy a home right now is because prices are high. Some people are paying 10, 15, even 20% above list price in order to get a home. Buyers are waiving appraisal contingencies, mortgage contingencies, inspection contingencies. They're offering to pay the seller's closing costs. They're putting all kinds of things into their offers in order to get the seller to choose their offer. Yes, this makes it riskier for the buyer, but some buyers are doing it. The number two reason not to buy right now is because there's so much competition from other buyers. These buyers are pre-approved for mortgages. They're focusing only on the homes that fit what they're looking for, and they're not just looking at everything on the market. And they're putting in strong offers. The number three reason not to buy a house right now is because new construction really isn't an option for many buyers. With building materials so expensive, there's very little new construction going on compared to the usual amount that's happening here in Westchester. So that option is really off the table for many buyers. The number four reason not to buy a house right now is because you're waiting for a market correction. A lot of people feel that with prices so high, the real estate market has to correct itself soon. But with inventory still low and buyer demand still high, there really is no data that shows that the real estate market is going to correct itself anytime soon. So, those are some of the top reasons not to buy a house right now. Now, let's look at some of the top reasons to buy a house right now. The number one reason to buy a house right now in Westchester is to start building equity sooner rather than later. If you're renting right now, your rent is being used to build your landlord's equity, not yours. And over the past few years, rents have been on an upswing, and who knows when they're going to flatten out. And even in a market like this, you may be able to buy a place and have a monthly mortgage bill that's close to what you're paying in rent. The number two reason to buy a house right now is you get to live where you want to live. If there's an area where you want to live for whatever reason, it's close to family and friends, close to work, school district, town amenities, I believe it's better to buy now than to wait. Why? Because you really want to live there. Why put off what you really want? And if you find a house in that area that you really want to call home, why wait? If you wait, it may not be available when you're ready. So I say, buy it now. The number three reason to buy a house right now is to get cash flow while building equity. As I said earlier, rents have been on the upswing. So if you want to tap into that, this might be a great time for you to buy an investment property like, say, a condo and rent it out. This way, your tenant's money will be building your equity and you'll be getting some cash flow. The number 4 reason to buy a home right now? Off-market properties. The homes you see on the MLS, Zillow, and Realtor.com aren't the only homes available for sale in Westchester. There are homeowners who would love to sell their home but don't want to go through the process of putting it on the MLS and selling it publicly. And I'm not talking about pocket listings or exclusives. I'm talking about people who would love to sell their home but just don't want to do it publicly. So, how do you find these homes? Well, if you're working with a really good real estate agent, they'll put in the work to uncover these homes. Best of all, you'll have no competition from other buyers because no one else knows that these homes are for sale. So there you have it. Reasons to buy a home in Westchester now and reasons not to buy a home in Westchester now. So what do you think? Please let me know in the comments below. And if you're thinking of buying a house now, selling your house, or investing in real estate, I'd love to help you in any way I can. Please just give me a call, shoot me a text, or send me an email. My contact info is in the description below. And if this is your first time to this channel, please click the subscribe button below and the little bell next to it to be the first to know about what's happening around here. And please like and share this video. I'm Bill D'Ambrosio of Rand Realty, and this is Living in Westchester. And until next week, I'll see you around the county.